a different client invoicing different times of the month. That will help with the staggering and the keeping your books afloat when you're first starting out. Another option would be to use factoring. I'm not sure if you have heard of it, but factoring is basically an industry that pays or buys invoices. So say you have jobs you've completed or have been awarded. Let's say it's a painting job and you don't have the funds to buy all the supplies you need, and the job may pay $8,000. Well, you can take that invoice, the approved invoice, and you can sell it to a factoring company, and they may give you 30, 40, 60, maybe even 70%, depending on the company you choose and their criterion. But as you do that, you're able to keep your business growing and flowing and to flourish. So you get creative. Like I said before, you find ingenious ways to overcome obstacles that would otherwise cause people to give up. So look into the factoring industry and see if that's a good fit for you, because it may be something that you may want to use to help pay your people in a timely manner if you don't want to wait 30 days to pay them. Another option is to use companies that have versatility, or that do different types of payment methods. One such, in the ebook, when you purchase, you'll see a couple or companies that I highly recommend, and others that pay as soon as the work is complete. So as you complete a job, like for example, OptiSource is one. They're actually a really big company, but once you completely and successively submit all the documents and photos that they request in the format they requested in, then they will deposit the amount for your payment for that property within like 3 to 4 days, sometimes even sooner. So think about having different types of payment with different companies. So have companies you work with that pay on the 30-day cycle, maybe twice a month, and have others that pay you as soon as the job is complete. And that'll help continue to have checks come in the mail every day, every other day, every week, but it'll just help your company stay afloat. Another thing you can do to help turn profit is don't eat your seed. And what I mean by that is when money comes in from the jobs you complete, you really, as much as possible, unless you're using your business to pay your bills. But if your business is to pay your bills and to grow, you want to make sure that you are reinvesting back into your business. You don't want to take all the profit you make and pay it all on bills, or pay it all on your personal items, or all on your salary, but you have to take some of that profit and reinvest it back to cultivate that seed so that it can grow. Or you'll continue to find yourself in a hole and trying to figure out why you can't build a profit. So make sure you are reinvesting your seed and that you continue to nurture it and plant it in fertile soil. It's very important that when I say fertile soil, I mean your business. And it's fertile because you're doing all the right things. You're following up, you're communicating, you're being thorough, you're managing and being a good steward of what you got. And when you do that, you're creating a fertile soil. And as you begin to manage it and reinvest in yourself, also, you're beginning to grow something that's going to become an empire. So it's very important that you understand you have got to invest in your business and invest in yourself with the seed money that you build from the jobs that you do. Another thing that I see that happens is companies growing too fast. This may be new to a lot of people, but there is a chance your company could grow too fast. So let me give you some statistics. There was, let's see, hold on. From my notes, I documented some research that I got from the Small Business Administration. And what they said was, within the first 2 years of a business opening its doors, 70% of those companies fell. And what it says is, within 2 years of a business opening its doors, only 70% of those businesses survive. And after 5 years, only 50% of those businesses survive. So you're saying basically after 5 years, half of the companies that started out together are going to fail? That is astronomical. But let's dissect a little further. What the Small Business Administration does not tell you is that of that 50% that failed in 5 years, 40% fell because of overexpansion. And what they fail to tell you in that 50% that fell is that 40% of the failed companies occur because of not having enough capital, not having enough cash flow in the business to sustain it through tough and dry times. And 60% of those businesses fail because of overexpansion. So let's dissect that. You have two schools of thought. One is not enough capital, not enough money, not enough business coming in, and therefore 40% fail. And then the other half, majority, which is 60%, they fail because they have too much business. So they're taking over the work if the 40% is not able to do. So there's more than enough work out there for everybody to do. But my point is this. Your business can have a lot of problems if you grow too fast. It is so important as you are building your business that you respect and that you nurture and that you embrace being small at this time. Because there's a lot of things you can work out and correct and fix when you're small that you can't do when you're big. For example, keeping organized and keeping a system. You can do that now, and once your business becomes big, it becomes that much more difficult to try to go back through and organize. So it's very important how you start. Start off now being very organized and strategic in the way that you handle your clients and follow back up, because those habits will follow over with you as you begin to grow. So nurture being small and work out the kinks that may be existent right now. So if you are following up with your clients, if you are making sure things are documented on time, if you are communicating effectively, if you are keeping organized, if you are completing tasks to the order, to the T, then you are nurturing yourself for growth, and it's going to come to you automatically because you're being a good steward over what you have. And as you begin to grow, you can then take your 2 jobs a week, add a couple more. Now you have 4 jobs a week, and you perfect those 4 where you can manage it. And once you have gotten to the point where 4 is not enough, and you're able to get down those properties relatively quickly, then you add 2 more properties on your roster per week, and now you perfect those 6 and work out any kinks that you may have. Learn how to keep organized. Learn how to go online the night before and track your routes of how you're going to get to the properties to save time. Organize what your employees need before they get there. Have it all set up ready for them to go. So you begin to, as you are small, you begin to nurture the system that will be needed to be placed for each situation. And once you become big, either you have it or you don't. And that will be the ultimate test for your survival in your industry. In this industry, is being able to manage massive growth.